What's up, guys? Today we'll be doing some BFS testing, and I got two reels for you guys. I have the Tatula 2019 100 series with a shallow spool, and also I have Spirit Fox, which is a BFS reel with upgraded bearings, and I got ceramic hybrid bearings. All right, orange here, orange on the spool, nothing right here, stock on the side because it doesn't matter. And I am using this specific rod here, the Tsurinoya, the C472UL Ultralight, and it's gonna be a fun day because I do use this rod a lot during trout season, because when I fish in the creeks and stuff like that, there's a lot of trees and stuff, and I don't want to get snagged. And now that I have better reels than last year, it's gonna be fun throwing some light lures. So let's get to it. All right, to my favorite casting pond. I mean, this is a pretty good sized pond. Bass, bluegills. The bass aren't big here, but it's perfect for BFS fishing. And guys, I'm quite honest, I'm very excited to cast this rod because I haven't cast this rod since trout season last year. And ever since I got my longer rods, all I've been doing is casting long rods on my kayak. So yeah, and geez, some jerk left their bottle right here. If I could get it with my BFS lure, I would. Look at that. Dude, I am pro-la, and I can't get it. All right, so I can't really get it. So, oh, I guess I could wrap it around. Hopefully it doesn't destroy my rod tip, but let's go. I guess I used the butt of my rod. All right, so let's leave this here for now. I'll pick it up later, but guys, that's shame on folks, man, shame on folks. But anyway, back to cast testing. I'm excited to cast this rod because I haven't casted for a long time, mainly trout season, and with the kayak, just literally no trees or anything behind me, so I could use a longer rod, allowing me to cast those lighter lures further. But now that I got a new reel and it is gonna be trout season soon, I gotta go right back to this rod here. So let's give it a test. Whoa, this is good. This reel is impressive. I can't believe I cast that far. Holy smokes. Dude, let's try it again. Just to show you guys what's going on here, I have brakes 20, and this thing has no play, or barely any play. Let's twist just a little bit more. Cast, relatively straight, where I wanted to cast it, so that's good. This is very impressive. I might have to say this, guys, this might cast further than my spinning setup. This is very impressive. If I sum it just right, I am not backlashing. Perfect. I was using my other rod, the dexterity rod, and because that rod is longer, guys, I feel that because it puts on a lot more momentum, a lot more force when I'm casting it, and it just spins out too fast and it backlashes. But right now it's pretty good. I'm gonna be ballsy. I always like to be ballsy a little bit, right? Let's try to get this thing to cast further by reducing the brakes. 2 clicks. 2 clicks is on the 18 mark. So, all right, so it doesn't look like I got any further, maybe just by a little bit, but I am casting far as heck. Now, the wind is blowing towards that way, likely the reason why I'm casting it so far. So what I'll do is I'm going on, well, that kid is on that side. That's where all the fish usually are because that's the deep end. I guess I'll go on the left side and try to cast towards the good stuff. But if there's nothing good, then I'll swap to another lure. But definitely I want to cast using this same lure into the wind and see how far I get, and then, see if it backlashes with specific brake settings. Here we go. Bottle in, recycle. A little backlash. Definitely want to up my brakes. This section, the wind is blowing left. That's good distance. I miss this rod, guys. I miss this rod so much. All right, so the wind is blowing this way very lightly. So I'm gonna cast into the wind. And the distance is still relatively good. It doesn't go as far as earlier casting into with the wind as expected. But with the brakes on 19, I believe. Yep, that was 19. It feels like the distance is impressive for fishing in the creeks, right? For trout, if I throw 16th ounce jig heads with Marabou. It's definitely go further because once it touches water, it's gonna get a little heavier. In fact, that's what I'll do next. I'm gonna put on a Marabou jig, something I use very often for fishing trout. And if you guys want to learn how to tie that, it's very easy. You guys can check out the top right hand corner. Give a link to one of my favorite pattern. And you guys will catch a lot of trout this season if you guys use that. But look at that, good distance, thumbed it right before it hit the water. 16th ounce Euro Tackle Z-Viber. Very impressive casting distance with this shallow spool and Tatula setup. Of course, the Tsurinoya as well. All right, guys, here we go. A 16th ounce Marabou jig, 16th ounce right here. The body is also Marabou. It's wrapped around as a body. Feather is right there. Olive color or green pumpkin, whatever you want to call it. And let's wing it. That is distance, guys. You guys see that? That is more than before. I think last year I was playing around with the XF50 and then also the Cast King with the John Cool shallow spool on a Spartacus, and was not impressed. Couldn't really get too far using this rod and those two reel setup. Also the GH100 from a fish band, those wouldn't get this far. Like I would have to throw probably a 60 ounce jig head with a soft plastic, which makes it heavier. But this is impressive. This is exactly what I need the entire time. Now, I think the Spirit Fox could probably compete with this setup, but I would say maybe not as far. Now, if you upgrade this Spirit Fox with ceramic hybrid bearings, those are very cheap. Oh, look at that. Something to the left I spooked. Hopefully it's a school of bass and it'll come and knock the crap out of my lure. And boom, got him. Look at that. Look at that jump. Oh yeah. Look at that. They love the Marabou cold water fishing. And I think I see two bass behind it, kind of like following them. Oh yeah. But this is a great lure to use, cold water, crappies, trout, and of course, as you see here, bass. Let me just grab them. Look at that. I guess I would want to hold it the other way, get a nice view for you guys. Look at that. All right, that'd be a good screenshot. Unhook this baddie. Last view, throw it back in. All right, peace out, fishy. So we know this cast is really good. I am very happy because my #1 lure to use for trout in the spring season is the Marabou jig. So let's just cut this off for now. Distance-wise, like I said, it's perfect. Let's put on something a little heavier. I do use jerkbait, and I believe the jerkbait I'll be using, which is the trout magnet, the trout crank, is 1/8 ounce. So let me cut this off and tie that on and see how far we cast with that. So here it is, the trout crank from trout magnet, 1/8 ounce. So let's see, it's rolling out pretty far. I am gonna be using a 18. Let's just try 18, okay? Wing it out. Ooh, it goes out fast. I might have to use 20. Again, guys, with these aftermarket spools, you know, you never know if the mag force is, the cup is actually working perfectly. So no wonder the Roro spool, knowing that the lures would come out too fast, it made it just, you know, permanently in the mag force, the side plate system, so that brake just works. But you know, this distance is, I would say, acceptable. I'm gonna have to do a few more casts after tweaking my settings. I think I would probably want it a little further, especially if I'm throwing, you know, crankbaits, jerk baits. You got to go further, especially when you're casting it in moving waters. You need to get enough distance, then you need to retrieve it enough so it gets in the right depth. It's all about controlling the depth, right? So perhaps I might even get a heavier jerk baits. So whatever your favorite jerk bait you guys use for trout, leave me a comment below. I actually have some cool stuff coming out very soon in the jerk bait category, and I won't want to say too much about it now, but My buddy said he's shipping me a few, so it's gonna be fun. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's do a constant slow retrieve and see what happens. That guy didn't want it, but a few of them did. Oh, here's a few coming together. Oh yeah! I think I want to give it a little bit more. I haven't been playing with the drag on this reel much, but there he goes. Look at that. All right, let's give him some more lines. I got just lift it up a little off. Don't want to bend my rod tip too much. But here we go. So it looks like the rear hook hooked him underneath the gill, which is good, okay. Didn't hit the actual gill, hit the gill plate. And the top one got him right there, so he got hooked twice, so he wasn't getting off. Okay, so these hooks are sharp enough. You know, when you guys fishing with ultralight stuff, I mean, even though with a fast tip, sometimes you can't set the hook really, really good. So those VMC single hooks, you know, it is working so far. You know, you probably gonna miss a few hooks set. But, you know, that's the name of the game when you try to do some catch and release. Especially in some trout waters, they do regulate what type of hooks you could use. And some places say, hey, no trouble hooks. And, you know, this would be a perfect way to use jerk baits in those type of water scenarios. Dude, is that even legal? That is so not legal. He has a baby on his mini bike, dirt bike, and he rode down a hill. That is so illegal. Oh my gosh. Come on. He has a baby in front of him. That's insane. All right, guys, so the first lure we'll be throwing is going to be the Euro-Tackle Z Viber, and this is 1/16 ounce. Since it's the first lure we threw with the Tatula, we're going to throw it with the Spirit Fox as well. And guys, I actually took this reel out testing with the other rod, the Dexterity rod, the 1.8 meter one. A lot longer than this, and casting this guy was impressive. So now I have to cast this guy, and I'm set the brakes to 8. Make sure there's no play. Make sure there's no play on the spool. That's how you tune your bait casters, and let's go. All right, so guys, I have to say that it's going to the left, okay? And I think it could be from the wind, so let's do a few more casts. And it's going to the left. All right, let's drop the brakes a little bit more. It could be the brakes. It could be that I have the tension too tight. I'm loosening a little bit. Nope, there's play right there, so that doesn't count. All right, maybe it's okay now. There's no play right there. I think I reduced one tension knob and, you know, less brakes. So let's try again. All right, it's still going to the left a little bit. Let me just adjust this. All right, we'll try it one more time. But the distance-wise, I say it's pretty good. The wind is blowing to the left, so I'm gonna go to the right a little bit. I'm gonna twist my body over a little bit and see. And still going to the left just a tad bit, but I think that is definitely 100% from the wind. Oh, got a fish. Oh yeah. I love it when we're cast testing and we get some fish. And this is a nice gill. Look at that. Oh yeah. This one is gonna be photo worthy. Let me just angle this down a little bit. Look at that. That is a beast. Beast on a Z Vibe. Beautiful. Now I know some folks are pro with the bluegills and they know the colors and they say, you know, this might be a female. I'll put my book bag down, but guys, this is a monster gill. Monster gill. Look at that. Oh man, this is the gill of the pond. Dude, look at that. All right, please land this. Oh yeah. Look at this. This monster is bigger than my freaking palm. Holy smokes. But guys, look at this. It's freaking crazy. Look at that. Got him hooked pretty good. Let me take a photo of this. This is photo worthy. All right, folks, let's just unhook this guy and pop it back into the water. There you go. Oh, head first, sorry about that. See you, Missy. Holy smokes, that was pretty cool, guys. Now I gotta wash my hands. So yeah, guys, I think casting this, it goes a little left. I feel like the Tatula allows me to cast it a lot easier straight, but I would say that without the bearing upgrade, I think I wouldn't have cast that far. I remember casting it in the past, and perhaps maybe when I use the other one at 1.8 meters long, or heck, the 2.1 meter long, I could probably cast this far. But I think right now we have to give it to the Tatula. The Tatula won for this cast testing. And guys, look at that guy over there. He is on a motorbike and he has a kid in front of him. That is so illegal. All right, back to the Marabou jig head, 1/16 ounce. And olive Marabou. This is really important lure to me, as this is my #1 lure that I use to catch trout. And you guys can check out top right hand corner. I fish with First State Fishing, White Clay Creek, opening day, opening week, opening month. It's always thebomb.com. And now I think it went to the left just a little bit, and it got dry. It was in my tackle box for a little bit, so now it got wet. Let's just crank it in and just cast it again while it's wet. Boom. Okay, that's good. That's good. So yeah, I think the key of some of these hand-tied stuff, guys, is you can't just write it off just because, you know, it's light when it's dry. It's really when it's wet. It's the weight that allows you to cast it a little further. So a lot of times some folks may, you know, weigh the lure and say, oh, I can't really cast this hair jig because it's too light. Well, wet it. Wet it and you'll get your distance. So I say that is acceptable, definitely acceptable. The Z Vibe, maybe not as good for the Spirit Fox here, but so far I'm liking it. I will give it a pass. So if you guys want to use the setup for trout fishing, definitely you want to get the ceramic hybrid bearings at least for the Spirit Fox. I do want to play around with maybe those micro bearings, those air bearings, like the Hedgehog Studio ones, and that might even make it even better. But right now, I'm being good old cheap Jimbo, using what I got at home. Only upgraded the right side plate and the spool itself, the tension knob. I didn't upgrade it at all because I didn't think it needed. Just by looking at it, the only time it actually uses the bearing is when you're actually reeling it in. When you're casting, or when you actually do a free spool and spin, it doesn't even spin on the tension knob. So it's, it's mute to actually spend the money and try to get the right size to fit it. Because right now, I don't even know what size that is. I have no bearings that fits the side tension knob. All right, got the trout magnet crank. Brake is at 6.5. Let's get at it. Distance, I would say it's just about the same as the Tatula. So, seems equal. Gonna try a few more times. This time I'll fiddle around with the brakes. I'm gonna drop it a little bit more. Man, these brakes are great. Oh no, backlash. All right, so definitely nope. I'm gonna leave it to at least 6.5, 7-ish. But yeah, that backlash is pretty darn good. And as you see, I don't have that much line here. Hopefully this doesn't get stuck to the side plate. It actually happened to me one time only with the Spirit Fox. So let's see, it's good so far. I'm good to go. Time to bring it back in, do some more casting. The wind is blowing that way, so I'm gonna walk and cast into the wind in a second. But I know that there's bass on this side here, on this side, with a wind-blown cove. So I do want to cast a few more times. Do a little twitch pause, twitch pause. This is cold water fishing. So hopefully we'll catch some bass here, just like earlier with the Tatula. I would likely cast a little further with a spinning gear, I think. But again, BFS is not really about that super crazy distance. It's really about pinpoint accuracy. But I think it's doable if you have the right lures. Like I cast very far with a 16th ounce jig head at soft plastic because it's more compact than a jerkbait. Heck, if I was to throw a spoon, I bet you I could get it even further than that. I want to thank you guys for watching this video and this rod and reel testing. It's been a pleasure doing these type of tests. I have a lot of fun actually. And like I said, I prefer doing real life casting rather than, measuring actual distances. Because, if I'm actually measuring distance on a field, that means I'm not fishing. I am not fishing. So with you guys, trust my words and say that this setup is a great casting setup, and I'm gonna put this thing up a little higher, the camera, because I probably was angling low. That's a good distance for a short rod and a 16th ounce jig head, 4-pound test line, and a 2-inch soft plastic. You guys agree? Smash that like button. Let me know what you guys like better in the comments below. You guys like the Spirit Fox with the upgraded bearings, or perhaps you guys like the Tatula with the shallow spool. Right now, it's mixed feelings. I think depending on what I like to be casting, I likely will lean towards the Tatula. I've been using Spirit Fox for a while now. So yeah, I could probably put the Spirit Fox on on the side for a little bit. But with the upgraded bearings, it do feel a little refreshed. It feels a lot different than before. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun this season, regardless which rod and reel combos I'll be using. So yeah, leave me a comment below which one you guys want to see more of, and I'll do my best to produce more videos using that rod and reel. I thank you guys for watching. Until next time, tight lines, the fish don't wait. Get out there, catch your fish.